China is not wondering what I am doing, okay? They don't care what I'm doing. Give me back my app. Good morning, y'all. So let's address the elephant in the room. Obviously, I took my braids out. Oh, like life has just got me by the bun. I mean, my hair has been in braids for like almost 2 months. So yeah, I've really got to cleanse my scalp. I have to do something about my lips again. I don't know, they're just really a mess. I look like Blanca right now. Y'all play Street Fighter? Like, isn't it giving? Isn't it?
Like, isn't it giving? Isn't it?
My roots, when I tell you, my roots were so matted. And I thought about filming the process, but it ended up taking me like 5 hours to take my hair out. Slipping the braids out, like I was literally able to just, like I said, those braids were on their last leg, so I was able to just like slide and pull them off for the most part. Obviously, if they got kind of stuck at the end, I wouldn't just like rip it off because I'm not trying to rip my hair out. I just wanted to get them out because I knew that detangling the roots, since I had used some products and like something to lay my flyaways down as the style was getting a little crispy, you know, I was trying to prolong it, but now it made my roots really just like matted. I had my braids since I did them like right before Thanksgiving, like the week of Thanksgiving. It took me 3 days to do about 100 medium-sized braids that were past tailbone length actually. I did the blonde underneath, the platinum color with, I don't remember the shade of, it's like a black brown. It wasn't true black. It still was significantly darker than my own hair. So once it started getting frizzy, the blend was not blending. And guys, undercut update. I had an undercut for like 7 years and I just started growing it out last summer. And she's getting long. Can you even see that? She's getting long. Like I was able to braid it and everything. It was great. But now all the fallout, like if you are not familiar with this style, you would probably be stressed. Listen, if you think about it, you lose about 70 to 100 strands of hair every day, right? When it's in a protective style braided up, it's not able to shed. So when I take my braids out, this is 2 months of my hair not being able to shed. So I'm gonna do the math on the screen because I gotta Google it. Chat GPT, help! I can't. Yeah, I already know. I'm not good at math. And if you didn't know, I'm not good at math. So yeah, that's a lot of hair that had to come out. So I'm like taking my braids out. I'm having what feels like whole clumps come out. She's got some strength, don't get her wrong. My hair type, when it's not, you know, ripped out of braids, I'm in like the front area is kind of like 3B, and then the rest of my head is closer to 3C. As I've gotten older, my hair has like loosened up. I'm getting a lot of grays. It's kind of like whatever. Whatevs. I guess the benefit to having this like grayish poopy hair color is that it's hard to see my grays as they're coming in, because all the women in my family were pretty prematurely gray. So it's kind of whatevs. And also, you know, it's wisdom or stress. It's actually probably stress, but you know, you do what you want when you're popping, right? I'm debating if I want to press it out after. I know you're probably like, oh my God, you're gonna do a press on your hair after you just had it in braids for 2 months. Listen, like I said, I know what my hair can take, and I know that my hair is gonna need a trim, but I personally cannot trim my hair when it's in this state. I like to give it a nice even cut. And you know, I'm not even gonna hold you, I'm not gonna front. I'm pretty sure I cut a little bit of hair when I was cutting those braids. Just like a small amount, like it probably needed it anyway. So let's check out the hair. This is my hair right now. Like straight out the braids. It was in a bun last night. Ugh, being able to like really access my scalp for a good, just feels so good. I haven't oiled my scalp in so long too. I was really getting good on that. And I feel like it shows. Like I will definitely say that in the, I think I did that for about 8 months. And the breakage is virtually gone. My bangs are obviously grown out and I had like straight across bangs. And this is like where they are now. They were here and now they're down here. So sweet. I'll definitely say my hair grew. Did it thicken up? I feel like it looks less see-through for sure. But, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna do a quick 20-minute clean while my bath is filling. Because it's kind of a mess in the kitchen. It's always a mess in my kitchen. I don't even know why I even say it. You already know. I live here. So I'm just getting rid of all like the trash first. Did you like that? My neck cracked like 3 times, so I'm not gonna do that again. This is coffee stuff. This is the olive oil. This is a ball of my hair. See what I was talking about? Like, oh, it's kind of see-through. Like, you see what I was talking about? This was just like coming out of the braids. And there was a lot, like from every braid, so there was just a huge ball of hair. Like, I could have made more extensions with the amount of my hair that came out, let me tell you. I did take them out. I was thinking about leaving them a little bit longer, but I did take them out because I was kind of scared for my edges. One thing I will say is that I know what my hair can take, but unfortunately my edges cannot take very much. They've always been very thin, very fine. The camera can't even pick them up really because they're kind of light in color, so it looks really bald. But I swear, guys, there's literally hair here. They're just really light and really fine. So they'd just be looking non-existent. I've considered dyeing them a darker color. My shit is getting a little thin. I'm not gonna lie. It's light in color, but it doesn't help that it's also thinning a bit. So, I'm gonna oil them. I think oiling them is really helping them in terms of growing. So when they grew longer, even though they were light, like I could just kind of do, you remember like the vitamin like dark colored gel? I feel like when I use that, it kind of gives them a little bit of color and it makes them look like, you know, like they're there. I said I was gonna be cleaning and I'm just here talking about my edges for 20 minutes. Hold on, let me clean a little bit. Because once my tub is filled and I gotta wash this hair, it's game over. In fact, it's game over. Random tool. Daddy's postpone. Alright. This is all, this is trash too, so I don't know why I didn't grab this. A blowtorch, just what you would expect in any ordinary kitchen. Baby, stop. I need to get out of my hand. Alright, I'm gonna check on my tub real quick. Let's see where we're at. Alright, so as you can see, we are washed. It's probably like 60% dry. The ends are still really wet, but I'm waiting for it to dry most of the way so that I can put in some, or maybe I should do that now. Yeah, I should put in some heat protectant. I really deeply conditioned my hair. I washed it 3 times, twice with a clarifying shampoo and then once with a moisturizing shampoo, just to make sure everything was out of there. And then now I'm gonna be putting in some heat protectant so that while it's drying, then I can blow it out a bit and press it. So yeah, this is what we're looking like. No product. I've been trying to sit in front of the stove so it'll dry. Also, it's cold in here, so my hair is wet and I'm freezing, but it's okay. We're gonna pull this hair together today, because I don't know. I really loved my hair, and then after I chopped the braids, like, it was giving brand new style, brand new vibe, but the roots were just they were just getting so frizzy still, and I had my hair like that for like almost 2 months, so it was just time to go. My head was so itchy, and I know my hair's limits, and I was starting to feel like some sore spots on my head, which indicated to me that it was time. So now this is what we're working with. So yeah, I'm just gonna let this finish drying, and I will see you guys when I start the straightening process. I've used this heat protectant since like middle school. I know people have done that like receipt paper test. My hair is not paper, so I don't know how I actually feel about that, because I feel like it doesn't accurately show you what would really happen to like hair. And especially since it's like people are using different receipts, different places use different kind of receipt paper, there's different kinds of ink. Like, I just feel like those things are not really showing what heat protectant really does to real hair. And you know, this is tried and true for me. I don't straighten my hair too often, so I'm not too worried about, you know, straightening it one time. Like, of course I'm gonna get a little bit of heat damage. Usually my hair is pretty resilient and it bounces back, so it's never really bad, but I just figured I'd explain. Let me explain. I know there's more expensive products, but I don't got it like that, and this works just as good, so yeah. And in terms of my curls right now, my hair, when it's not having any product in it after, ooh, I got a new gray. When it doesn't have any product in it after I wash it, just really does not stay together. It's not defined, so I know that. I know my curls are juicy and beautiful, but when I don't have product in it, it looks like this. So it is what it is. As you can see, I did the absolute laziest blow dry ever. It wasn't really to get it straight before I press it. It was more to just have it be dry and stretched, because my hair's pretty easy to straighten. I didn't even use a brush. I just kind of like finger detangle through my hair and hold the piece a little stretched and then dry it down, and then it just kind of looks like this after. So now we're actually going to press it out, but let me show you. The undercut is about this long now. So yeah, let me plug in my flat iron. Ooh, I just almost dropped my head glass stuff. Where is it? I've got 2, but I like to use, where is my flat iron? So a little big sisterly advice, I follow up my hair when I'm straightening it with a soft bristle brush so that it'll be smoother, it'll lay flatter and be less frizzy, and it'll get straighter. Now, because I do it this way, I don't like to touch my hair up every day. I just try to get it as straight as possible in the first straighten, and then during the week, like only if pieces are really curling will I touch it up, and usually just in those spots. And obviously the straightened hair doesn't really last as long as the braids. I can probably get like at maximum 2 weeks out of a straighten, and then it's time to get washed. But trust me, sometimes I let it get way farther. So the way that I part it is just in small sections. And then I'm just gonna tuck this into the bun up here and tuck up this side that I'm not working on yet. And I'll comb this out nice and straight, and be careful because since the hair is dry, you don't want it to snag. So I'll just do it like that and make sure it's combed out. And then I take the flat iron, I gotta stretch this out, and press it close to the root, as close as I can get. And I'm not as concerned about this part. This part is pretty hardy. It's my ends that I want to kind of keep the most of the heat off of. So while I'm pressing it out a couple of times, I'll just not quite pass over the bottom yet, just so that I don't cook it. I try not to leave the heat on it too long. And then this is how long my undercut is right now. And yes, I do bump my ends a little bit. I do like a good end bump. I feel like it just makes them look better. See? And then you follow it up with the brush. Now I don't have it on the highest heat, so I'm doing a couple of passes. Maybe I will turn it up a little bit. Oh shoot, I just turned it off. Yeah, but this makes it really smooth. Can I take these headphones off? I'm not even listening to anything anymore. I'm a fake, I'm a phony. All right. Now, once I finish straightening everything, I will do like one more pass through it. So let me see if I can show you the back compared to the side that's not done. Like, do you see? Now I do gotta kind of get the roots a little more. And see, I'm not doing it like perfectly parted the way some people do, but when you see the end result, like you'll literally be like, yeah, it's fine. Let's talk a little bit about the whole TikTok ban and unban. Cool, great for all the people, I guess, who were making money on that as their platform. They live to see another check. I want CapCut back. I didn't really care about the ban, and it's not just because, you know, I don't make money on that platform. I don't make money on any platform right now, but I did use CapCut, and I'm very hurt that they brought back TikTok and CapCut is still with that little stupid thing, like the thing that says, you know, like, oh, because of the ban. Like, yeah, but you brought TikTok back, so can we bring back CapCut, please? Because I paid for that. Like, help me, SOS. Let's just comb this out a little bit. Starting to look like this. And this is just really gonna make sure that all those knots from having my hair braided up is fully gone, and then I can give it a good trim. I can't tell, is this also undercut? Yeah, I was like, why does this look so long but short? Like, did I get breakage? No. I just forgot how much of this used to be cut. So I'm gonna split this piece because it's a little bit thick. I don't really need all this. And now we're gonna do this section. And like I said, you can do one pass, but follow it up with the brush after, at least on the second go around. It'll make it so much smoother. And avoid the ends until you're ready to like press the ends out. Like that. Yeah. That piece went a lot smoother. And now this is where the undercut is sitting pretty. I've got a lot more of it to go, but I kind of want to straighten this one bang piece. I had straight across bangs, and I'm just interested in seeing where they are now. Ooh, yeah, babe. Come on, hang time. Yeah. Okay. So, ooh. I don't know, that piece was looking a little suspicious for some reason. I don't know what was going on there. Pulling out little sections. Where is a claw clip? Because honestly, I think a claw clip would work better for this. I just don't know where that is right now. So, ow. Oof. Yikes. I've got a lot left to go. I think I'll do this side, maybe part it over this way. Yeah. Doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there. And doing like the little half blow dry to stretch it out definitely made it easier to get this straight. And I'm definitely gonna split that. So I'll hold this in my mouth. I get so scared close to my ear. I've been burned many times before. And that shit hurts. I'm not trying to do that today. I wanted to start stretching my ears again. Every time it's cold, like my ears just get so irritated, and I don't like putting on like oils and stuff on my ears. I just feel like it makes my head feel greasy. I don't know, it just feels gross. But then my ears get really dry and I have to take my plugs out. And now, I used to be a 3/4. Now I'm closer to like 00. They've just shrunk that much, in case anybody's like, yo, what's going on with your ear? Listen, punk. It's not like I got older and decided I didn't want it anymore. I literally just, my ear was getting irritated. And if you stretch your ears as well, you would know that if your ear is getting really messed up or it feels like it's gonna blow out, like for the health of your ear, you should just let it rest for a little bit. So that's what's been going on until they're fully healed, which now they are, so I can, you know, stretch back up in size. And this time I will oil them so that I don't have any issues. Okay, this is just a little like weak straighten before I really get into it. I'm just trying to get it all straight so that it can be easier to part into sections and do like a more detailed go around. But once I do that, I'm gonna turn the heat down on the flat iron. I'm leaving my edges out for now because I want to be able to hit those on their own. And I did spray them with quite a bit of heat protectant, so hopefully that saves us. Ooh, this is hot chitchat. I've been trying to grow my hair out for a while, and my hair itself is super, super curly, so the shrinkage is really real, and it's hard to tell unless it's straightened if it's really wrong. Like, you would not be able to tell, but I feel like it is. I will say it feels like I may have trimmed just a little bit while it was in the braids when I first cut them to that shorter style, so maybe, just maybe, I'll need to do a little even out. But don't look at these parts. Obviously, remember, like I said, I had an undercut, so this is just where they are right now. Usually I keep that behind me like that, and then when my hair's over it, you can't see it. But it's been quite some time of expertly parting and styling my hair so that you don't see I'm missing half a head of hair. Good thing I got a lot of hair, because who could tell? Who could tell? Am I right? Oh. This piece is a little knotted and gnarled. That sucks. Ow! I think while I'm glad for the people who were genuinely concerned about the TikTok ban, you know, like I said, for some people, that is their income. Just like the way YouTube is for some people, Instagram is for some people, you know, it's all just different platforms, but we're all just trying to get paid, right? I just think it's a little bit sick that there's people who, like me, for example, I can't afford to go to the dentist, and I've got a really bad tooth right now. You know, there aren't quick changes in healthcare. There aren't quick changes in, you know, certain facets of life that the government controls. See how fast people get upset and, you know, they bring the app back. Like, I just kind of feel like there's so many things going on in life, and I wish that for more important things other than an app, and while yes, like I said, that's some people's livelihood, but I wish that they would take everything more seriously. I mean, something as simple as an app, sure, maybe that's something that could have been a problem that could have been resolved quicker than our healthcare situation, but I just feel like, why does it take years for all of these important and beneficial decisions? But like, this honestly feels like a PR stunt. Like, this literally felt like a PR stunt. Oop, it was gone for 10 hours, mass chaos and craziness and children crying and, you know, and look at it, it's back. But where's CapCut? That's what I'm screaming and crying about. I just think that in the paranoia of people trying to, I don't know, keep federal agents from being spied on. I'm not a federal agent. I work at the vet. Give me CapCut back. Like, come on. Trust me. China is not wondering what I am doing, okay? They don't care what I'm doing. Give me back my app. I'm just like sick. I'm sick about it. I don't know if that VPN thing would work. I'm not really trying to mess around with that, because if it's illegal, it's illegal. Whatever. But I don't got money for fines right now. I'm not even gonna try to find a way around it, just in case. I can barely keep myself afloat right now. I cannot get sued or nothing like that. Listen, man. I watched a video today. You know that guy on Instagram who interviews like the most successful business entrepreneurs and stuff in the world? I think it's Hard Knocks or something is the, I'll just say channel name is the page. And I saw this one about this millionaire, billionaire who lives in Dubai, and he was sharing his advice on like basically self-discipline, and shared something he had written 8 years before about like, you know, you need to envision the life that you want to live all the time. And I trust me, especially when I'm really going through it, I always try and remain positive and like envision what I want for myself and remember that it'll all be worth it in the end. But sometimes it's hard to hang in there. You know what I mean? Sometimes it can be hard. I mean, one of the things that I've really been working on is focusing on my passion. So for example, making music. I first put out a song in 2019, end of 2019, almost 2020. And then I went on a popular singing competition, and at the final callback, essentially my socially awkwardness and inexperience on the camera really was what kind of put me on my ass and didn't get me through to the very last stage, essentially. So I stopped putting out music and was like, oh, I'm just terrible. Like, I just took it as like, if I don't have a bright, shiny personality, like, why should I try to pursue this type of career? Clearly, like, professionals don't think that I'm fit for that. And I gave up on all my dreams and just wasted away during COVID. And I guess I can't say I really gave up, because I'm back to doing it now. Being Money 2025. Expect some new tunes. The song I'm planning on putting out, I don't really have a definite date for it yet. I kind of have an idea to try to do a video for it, at least a lyric video. And I'm really excited to be trying to put something out that feels more authentic. I think the first time I was just trying too hard to emulate what was popular at the time instead of being true to my music style, and it definitely showed. A lot of people really liked the song, but I just felt like it was just a demo at the time, and I just felt like even in the demo stage, like, I lost passion for it quickly, because realistically it just wasn't really my vibe. But I just felt uncomfortable in a space like alternative music, where not many people like me were dipping into that yet. And you know, I don't want to say I can't do it, you can't be a pioneer or the first one, but it definitely brought me some comfort to see people who started doing it and actually having a lot of support. And it made me feel like, you know, times are different. I can do whatever I want and put out whatever I want, and I don't have to care about the opinion of other people. At the end of the day, if you're not truly and authentically yourself, you're trying to sell yourself, not sell what other people want to see from you. You know, that's kind of how I feel about everybody saying, oh, you shouldn't put out vlogs when you don't really have a lot of subscribers. Like, nobody cares about who you are. I don't think that's true. I think that essentially, if what you're truly passionate about is, for example, day-to-day vlogs, if people like your personality and vibe with what you're saying, they're gonna like your shit anyway. It doesn't matter who you are. Even the biggest people in the beginning, nobody knew who they were either, you know? Nobody knew who they were either, and clearly people still watched. The whole you need to have a niche, like, I think that there's people who, if you're doing lifestyle content, you're selling yourself. So if you're not being authentic, you're making videos that have nothing to do with ultimately what you want to do. When you get to the point where you feel like, yeah, now I have enough subscribers, I could start posting about my daily life. If people were not following you for that, or they were only expecting a certain type of content, or if you know, for example, go educational, a lot of people are following the YouTube's easy, let me teach you how kind of vibe. And, you know, it's taken some people places. I just think that, what are you gonna do once that's not on trend anymore? I mean, you could always just follow trends, sure. I just think I'd be a lot happier getting to be myself. And in the beginning, where not that I had stuff scripted, but I felt like I just was very robotic. I would always cut out like if I made little jokes or if I stuttered or stumbled or was laughing, because my laugh is really obnoxious, and I just found that it was tiring. It made all my videos that I was posting at the time just very boring and one note. And I'm not an educational channel. I'm not necessarily here trying to teach you anything exact. Obviously, as you can see by, I'm just doing my hair bit by bit. This is not the right way necessarily to do it the most efficiently, but it's just the way that I'm doing it. I just want to chat. I'm just being real. And eventually, you know, the right people, my people, are gonna catch on. That also kind of has me thinking, what do you guys think about, because I just discovered this recently and didn't even know this was a thing. What do you guys think about paying for advertisements, like for your video to pop up, essentially? Like paying, it's basically paying for views, because you're paying for YouTube to put your videos in front of more people as like sponsored content or like, you know, an ad. Now, I won't say that when I was looking at it, I wasn't considering it. I just don't have quite the expendable funds right now to even do that. But has anyone else done that, and has anyone found success from it? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, when you're in the beginning, you can have interesting content and work really hard on your stuff, and it just might not get pushed because it's just not what's trending, what's popular, you know? Did you find that it was worth it and it actually got you in a good place? I wonder about how many people who have this seemingly instant success, like if anyone has used that and found that it worked. Because would anybody ever admit that they're paying to have their videos shown to more people in the beginning stages? Or do we actually just really pop off like that? Because maybe I just don't have the energy level. Oh my gosh, I look like myself in high school, literally. With the teased bangs and everything. Back to what I was saying. I'm going back to doing music this year, which I'm excited about. I'd like to start being able to play little shows here and there. In my state, there's a pretty good local music scene, especially for like alternative music. I know that I have people who I can play with, and I know I have people who will vibe with my music and I'm comfortable with, so I just, basically it's a matter of me making enough music to have a set list. Of course I could sprinkle in a couple of covers, but I just think that I'm really excited to try to infiltrate the music scene. When I was younger, I sometimes feel like, oh, I should have done it before. Like, you know, as I've said, I'm almost 30, and you see all these young, spry girls, pop stars at 19, 20 years old. That's not me. But thinking about myself at 20 years old, I was a wreck. I was a mess. Mentally, I was not doing hot, and I don't think that that would have been the right timing. I think that if anything now, while I'm more self-aware and self-motivated, this would probably be good timing to really make an attempt and authentically be myself, because at 19, 20, 21, I was too busy worried about what everybody else thought about me. At least that's how it's been for me. Now, is it being fake to try and, you know, if you're introverted, try and appear to be more extroverted? I don't think it's fake to share what I'm really like and just push myself past my normal limits. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm never like this. This is who I really am when you really know me. I just have a hard time with showing that when I'm not comfortable. But listen, life is not comfortable, okay? I'm really just trying to get to a point where I can be fully myself and be happy mentally, physically, financially. And I'm gonna get there. I'm somebody who I'm not relying solely on just trying to speak things into existence. Sometimes I'm stubborn and I'm not pushing myself the way that I should be, but I'm someone who's pretty easily motivated. All you gotta do is give me a pep talk. All I gotta do is watch a couple videos of people really pushing the envelope and, you know, getting themselves out there and showing that it does work when you work it. You know, it does. I'm not gonna lie, it does. And I've done other things that have gotten me places that I did not expect myself to be at this point. And I think that I would love to do that with something that I'm actually passionate about. Boop. The keyword is passion. Passion. You should be passionate in everything that you're doing. Ow. The only thing I really need to learn to balance is not being afraid to let go of things that aren't serving me in life. I feel like a lot of times I can think that just because a place is paying me dimes instead of nickels, that, you know, staying places. I've had a lot of careers, as I've said before. I've had many jobs and started careers over, got whole certificates and licenses and shit, and left still, because at the end of the day, I don't care about a license if I'm not happy. For example, when I was a CNA, the pay, when I saw what places were trying to pay, like for me to literally wipe butt, I don't care, because I love to help people, so that's why I was trying to go into that kind of industry. But you mean to tell me that for less than 20 an hour, you want me to literally move deceased bodies when unfortunately residents pass away? Like, that doesn't sound normal. And granted, I went into a field that we still deal with death through, like euthanasias, for example, and illness in pets. You know, not every case is treatable, and age comes for us all. But it's still just, once I get into it, it just feels like to deal with death, period, as a job, you should not be having to make less than $20 an hour. Like, it's sick. It's actually sick. And I'm not saying that suddenly I wouldn't care about death if I was getting paid more, but sometimes when I'm also not getting paid well and I'm dealing with like illness and death and disease, and you know, it can be very emotional. I almost got bit the other day. I did not this time. It's just one of those things that's like, would you do it? Like, I could be working at Aldi's or Stop and Shop or go back to a warehouse. I just love animals, and I'm feeling like I'm not super close besties with my coworkers, but I feel like they're very nice people, and I feel bad when I have to prioritize other things. But at the end of the day, you're helping when you're helping, but then who's gonna help you, you know? Like, who's gonna help you? And all the jobs I've worked that have wanted me to do extra days and do overtime, let me tell you how when it came time for raises, you still get the same amount. Your hard work isn't considered. There's caps on the maximum. Like, how are you gonna cap how much I can make for a raise? I get it, for companies, like, they have to make money, but for companies that are making millions, why are you gonna cap what I'm making? You don't cap what you profit. So how are you gonna cap what I'm making? Like, I'm working as hard as I can. You're giving me extra tasks, extra work, want me to come in extra days, but then when it's time for the raise discussions everywhere I've gone, it's like, you did a great job this year. Here's 25 cents. Here's 30 cents. Like, what? Like, baby, you just don't even pay for gas. And you know, it was my decision to purchase a house. At this point in time, let's be real, a mortgage is basically just as much as a freaking apartment rent. at least where I live. So the difference is whether you got the money for a down payment or not. Because a lot of people can afford a mortgage, they just can't afford a down payment to start the process of the mortgage. And I wasn't able to either, but I made a couple of smart decisions at 23, and I bought my house at 24, and now I'm turning 28 this year, and I feel like time has been standing still for a while. It was just such a great year that year when it felt like everything was falling into place, but that was kind of the last big thing I did, you know? I want to do more. I want to do more to make sure that my family is taken care of. I will say that I oftentimes, especially as I'm getting older, feel pressure to take over once the person who's kind of the head is unable to. And I don't know, man. I just felt like at that time, things just seemed to be going really well and moving really fast. And now it just feels like I'm at a standstill. I want to get past that though. I will get past that. I just gotta coach myself into it. Ugh. I try to make sure I get the tops roots really good too, because obviously that's the more visible part. And I'm not saying I just be leaving zigzags in my head, but yeah, like I said before, I don't really do the most professional, perfectly parted straighten, but once I go through and do the cleanup, it's certainly wearable. This is more for like people like my little sis who, you know, when I was her age as well, I wasn't really the best with straightening my hair or doing my hair in general. Like straightening it just never came out well. It just always looked crazy and messy, like I got electrocuted. But I didn't know how to style my curls either, so my curls looked even worse. So I basically just wore the same little mummified bun all the time. Just slapped some more of that brown vitamin E oil ass gel. You remember what I'm talking about? That like brown vitamin enriched, like had the collar of my uniform looking crazy. Let me tell you. When I was a kid, my mom used to straighten my hair with like a literal clothes iron. And I just feel like flat irons don't get it that straight. Maybe it's because the heat is intense. But I've never had my hair as bone straight as when my mom had me back on that ironing board, pressing it out like that. It looks like Pocahontas in this bitch. Colors of the Wind. How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. Okay, so we're getting down to the last couple of pieces that visibly really need to be pressed. Ooh. Ooh, see, that's not a sound I like. That like snapping sound, that's my hair. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Okay. So now let's check this out while it's, I'm just using my nails to part this. Oh, see, that didn't come out straight. Okay, line it up with my nose. I have almond shaped nails, so that little point really helps me out sometimes. All right, so now I'm just gonna comb it all out. Whew. Just hit a snag, something didn't get pressed out enough. Oof. Alright, so this is stage one. ends I didn't do too well, obviously, because like I said, I was trying to save those for last so I don't fry my hair. My lips are so dry, guys. This is a mess. But like this would be fine for like a quick, if I gotta run out the house and want to do like a little thing. This would be fine for just a little quick press out, but I'm obviously, like I said, gonna do a more detailed go through because I need it to be bone straight. I'm not touching it with heat again this week, so it's gotta be peak. It's gotta be fried and laid. I'm so scared of like braiding my edges. Oh, see? See, now this is what the fuck I'm talking about. My shit is getting a little thin. I'm not gonna lie. It's light in color, but it doesn't help that it's also thinning a bit. The keyword is passion. Passion.